So everyone wants to be like the pros, the guys and girls we idolize on TV. You want to play like them, you want to look like them, you want to act like them. The problem is, you might not be able to play like them, but you can certainly look like them and act like them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to look like you know what you're doing, even if you don't really know what you're doing. So let's get started. So the first thing we got to talk about is clothing. You got to look the part to play the part. Everywhere's got a little bit different dress code, but the one big thing is cargo shorts. Don't wear cargo shorts. If you're a dad, you probably own them, and I don't know why, but my guess is every time you have a kid, your doctor comes in and goes, "Congrats, here's your cargo shorts." So if they're in your closet, leave them in your closet. None of the pros wear them, so you shouldn't wear them too. For shirts, everywhere's different. You might go to a private club and they require a collared shirt. You can go to a public course and they don't require a collared shirt. Just go with the dress code. If you're at a private club and they require you to tuck your shirt in, tuck your flipping shirt in. It's always awkward for a ranger to have to come up to you and tell you to tuck it in, and it's just a little bit embarrassing in front of your friends. So just get with the dress code, understand what it is, and just follow it. It's super simple. It's just clothing. But it's gonna help you look like you know what you're doing. So you don't have a starter, ranger, whatever, telling you you gotta go buy a shirt in the golf shop or tuck it in. None of that. You look like you know what you're doing because you're with the dress code. Now for girls, honestly, I don't know what your dress code is. It seems a lot more relaxed than guys. I'm at a private club here. A lot of the ladies just wear a t-shirt sometimes, or we can think of Is a Golfer on Instagram. She's a good follow. She plays at a public course and seems like she goes out in running shorts and a sports bra some days. Every club's a little different, but the ladies is a lot more relaxed. So just wear something comfortable, wear something that's allowed. If you wear something a little more scandalous and you're at a private facility, maybe the ladies don't like it, but I'm telling you, the guys probably will. So if they say anything, who cares? Just follow the dress code. So now that you look the part, we're gonna start acting the part. And the first thing we're gonna do is go to the range. And the first big thing is picking your spot on the range. And you gotta pick the correct spot. You probably didn't know there was a correct spot, but there is. This idea is the same thing as if you're a guy and there's the urinal thing, you know? If there's someone over here, you don't take the one right next to him unless you are really close and know that person. If you don't, you pick a good gap. You get a little buffer zone. They might be working on things and don't want to be bothered. You might be working on things and don't want to be bothered. Just give yourself a little buffer zone. Next is how you set the clubs on the rack. You grab your clubs out of the bag, you walk it up to the range, you put them on the stand. If you want to look like this is your first time playing golf, you put the heads up and the grips down. If you want to look like you know what you're doing, like one of the pros, you put the head down and the grip up. We don't want our grips to get wet from the grass or anything like that, so we put the heads down and the grips up. If you watch all the pros, when they put a club against their bag, it's the head down and the grip up. So if you want to look like the pros, do that. So you're done hitting your balls on the range, you're all warmed up, you acted like you know what you're doing. Now we're on to the putting green. And the biggest thing with the putting green is when you do putt, you putt with 1, 2, or 3 golf balls at the most. If you look over and someone is putting, hitting putt after putt after putt, and they got a pile of 20 golf balls next to them, 1, you know they don't really know what's going on, and 2, you know they're not getting anything out of that. You're not going to gain anything by hitting 20 putts in a row, same thing, because you're just monotonous. You never do that on the course. You're never going to do it here. So if you want to look like you know what you're doing, putt with 1, 2, or 3 golf balls. 4 at the absolute most if you're doing a drill, but that is only if you're doing a drill. So that is your numbers, 1, 2, or 3. If you're wondering why 3 is the max, the big reason is if the putting green is filled, you're gonna have to share holes with people. If you are putting with 3 golf balls at the most, you're not crowding the entire hole where other people can't hit to it. If you're hitting 20 golf balls, how are you gonna hit to it if there's 20 golf balls around the hole? No one else can go there. It just doesn't help with a busy green. They're not really gonna enjoy it that they can't use one of the holes. You might have one, there might be 15 other people using 4 other holes. Don't be hogging holes, 3 balls at the most. So we made it to the golf course, and the first thing to make it look like you know what you're doing is to be ready when it's your turn. If you're sitting at the tee box and your partners are teeing off, you shouldn't be sitting in this golf cart. You should be up by the tee with a club ready to go. So when it's your turn, you peg it up there, you whack it down the fairway. The second part is to watch your golf ball. I know it's cool to hit a shot and walk away, be like, oh, it's perfect. But odds are you probably didn't hit it dead straight, because no one does that every time. It's not your partner's responsibility to know where your golf ball is. It's yours. So watch that thing land so you know where to go. And you're not getting down to the fairway or the bushes just looking around wondering where it is. You're just wasting time. If you watch it, you're going to know where it goes and you're going to know where to look. And the third thing is to respect the golf course. You're going to make divots, you're going to make pitch marks. You might scuff your feet a little bit on the greens. Make sure you fix all that. When you make a divot in the fairway or the rough, the carts, they have sand buckets. Fill the divot with sand. If you make a pitch mark in the green, grab a tee or grab a divot tool, fix your pitch mark. If you drag your feet on the greens at all and kind of scuffs it up a little bit, get your putter, tap that stuff down. Respect the golf course. It's going to look like you've been here before, you respect it for everyone else. You're going to look like you know what you're doing. And finally, when you finish your round, you want to make sure you have some cash in your golf bag. One, because you got to pay your bets. You never want to be that person that is known for making bets and never paying them. If you don't have a billfold, just make sure you have Venmo. Just make sure there's a way to transfer the money back and forth. If you got Venmo, you can collect, but you can also give money to them. And the final thing is tip your cart guys, as long as they're being nice. If they're being a-holes, don't tip them. But a couple bucks, if you give them, it's going to go a long way for them. It's not really going to affect you that much. A couple bucks helps them out, makes everyone happy. But as long as they're being nice, if they're doing their job, providing you good service, just give them a couple bucks. So now it looks like you know what you're doing, even if you don't really know what you're doing. So use these little tips, use them on the golf course, look like you know what you're doing. Even if you can't play like those pros, you can look like them, you can act like them. So thank you for watching the end of this video. If you liked it, like, subscribe, comment, all them good stuffs, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're looking for a one-stop shop, everything short game related to help you improve on and around the greens, I got a short game program for you. If you want to watch more of these videos, click here. If you want to subscribe, click down here.